I'm a life coach, and after years of these coaching conversations, I began seeing that the difference between the people who discover and achieve their truest desires and the people who can't quite make it there boils down to three core patterns that either keep us locked in place or that we figure out how to transcend. So let's talk about the first one, which is the most obvious of the three. When we're deferring something that we feel called to do because we're waiting for certainty, or we're caught in an over-planning loop, or especially if we are waiting because of all the financial reasons that hold us back, the real thing holding us back is a fear for our safety and survival. Essentially, our psyche wants to know, will I be okay? So safety and survival program is the obvious one that everyone understands. But even if I took away your very fear of death itself, you still wouldn't be free to really go for it in life because of the second pattern. What's fascinating about the second pattern is it's the one that we are most in denial about how much power it has over us. Michael Gervais, the performance psychologist who works with the Seattle Seahawks, has a name for it. He calls it FOPO, fear of other people's opinions. And his research suggests that it is one of the most performance-limiting forces in human behavior. So the way that this need for social approval shows up for people is it keeps us playing small. It keeps us stuck in roles that our family and friends approve of but aren't right for us. It keeps us locked in loops of perfectionism, that's huge, or not sharing our work or ourselves in public. But now I am going to reveal to you one of my deepest secrets as a coach, because even if you get over your fears around money and survival and your felt need for social approval, that is still not enough. Because there is a third force, and it is by far the most powerful of the three. I'll use my own story to explain this one. So I stayed on a corporate path for 2 decades despite knowing that it wasn't my path. I had deeply rooted financial insecurity fears for sure. But the real reason why I was so locked in for so long was because of something else. There was almost no difference between succeeding in corporate than there was to succeeding in school. Play by these rules, win the approval of these authority figures, outcompete your peers in this way. I knew how to be the successful corporate person. I mean, basically been training for it my whole life. I didn't know how to be the person who was out on his own. And that has nothing to do with tactics. It was that I didn't know how to be or to live in that place emotionally, that uncertain, unstructured place. And so what happened was I had a couple of false starts and I retreated back to what I knew, what was familiar, even though it was crushing my soul. That is the third force. It is identity disruption. It is, I don't know how to be the person who does this, because we don't shift at the level of being through mental insight alone. An identity level shift is the most fundamental and the most durable. So if you are at the edge of a big change in life, or you are getting ready to potentially make a leap, I will leave the various things that I'm up to in the description. And if there's something that you want that hasn't happened yet, I want to leave you with this one question for introspection. Who would you have to be to become the person who naturally and effortlessly makes your thing a reality? That is your leverage point.